So then we go to Plan C, and we've got to have 3 or 4 rounds of chemo and some radiation to his lungs. And Cade's feeling good. He hadn't had chemo in about 8 weeks, and his hair's growing back. He's feeling better. And, you know, he's like, why do I have to do that? If it's gone, I don't need any more treatment. So it was a constant uphill battle getting him to go for treatment. But on the very last day of chemo, which was September 19th, Callie had gone home with her teacher, and her teacher had moved across the reservoir. And so I was driving back home, and there was this huge rainbow over the reservoir. Well, didn't we see a rainbow the first day of chemo? We saw a rainbow on the last day of chemo too. How weird is that? So we're like, God, that's just you telling us he's healed. So he had another PET scan, everything was still cleared. We started our radiation in October. We finished in November. And January 9th, he just had his first PET scan after being off treatment, and he's still cancer-free. You know, God made that promise to us, but you know, we forget that God makes his promises, but he doesn't always immediately fulfill those promises. There's gap time in there, and the gap time is where it's hard to stay on task and to remember God's with you each step of the way. And he was there every day, or we would have never made it. So our story's not finished. Kate's not 100%. He lost 50 pounds. He lost 50, and I gained every pound he lost, okay? Because I did nothing but sit in that hospital room and eat chocolate. But he's slowly getting back to normal. He's not back in school yet. But he looks so good. He has hair and eyebrows and eyelashes, and he's starting to look normal. Now, if he would ever been a really, really thin child, he would look very normal now. But he's never been really, really thin, so he still looks kind of, you know, not quite right. But he's getting there. And he still has his port, and he sees no reason for that because he's done. He is totally done with treatment. But our doctor is not talking about taking that out for at least another few months. And people have asked me, he's not here tonight. Callie's here and Danny's here. Kate's not here. Kate does not leave his room. He told us he spent 18 months doing crap he didn't want to do, and he's not doing it now. So unless you're going to shell out some cash, you're not going to see him. That's the only thing that takes him off greatest money. That's it. So look, if he'd have known about the offer, he might have showed up. So this is our story of faith and prayer and miracles, and our journey began with a promise from God, and that's where our faith really started. And another thing, the main thing I've learned is to trust God. He sees the bigger picture. I would never have chosen this. I would never choose it for my child. But we have learned so much through this. And God knew all the time what was going to happen in the end. But we can't see that, so we don't know the good he's doing all in between. And we don't know how many people that our story has touched. I know our Cambridge site is about 160,000 visits now. You don't know what's come from it. We may never know, but I know God had a purpose and he meant it for good. And I'm going to close with this verse that has just meant so much to me through this whole journey. It's be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Romans 12:12.
Thank Diana for sharing. This was your first public speaking. Did very well. I'm proud of her. I thought when I went full time as a pastor that, I had gained respect for my family. I guess I'm the black sheep again. I want to ask Miss Gail and Miss Linda to come forward. Not every story ends like Cade's appears to end. But that doesn't mean God didn't listen and God didn't answer prayers. It's our response that can change lives, and other people's lives can be saved. Maybe God has touched you about a prayer situation or circumstance in your life, and we're just going to have a moment of silent worship for you to express your prayer. I've wet the carpet down here so many times, but it's just so much power. And like Diana shared, a group of men did come from our church. God's Word says that if you're sick and afflicted, to call upon the men of the church to come and lay hands and pray upon you. And if you need that today, we got a whole lot of men that would just love the opportunity to pray over you. Or you can just come pray for yourself or just pray where you are. And after that moment, we'll wrap up. Ladies. It has been a good and wonderful night, but it is not over. We do have a fellowship set up in the back. Everyone is invited to stay and share, to meet Diana and Danny and Callie. Callie, wave to everybody. Callie, we are a member of a local swimming pool, and Callie spent just about that whole summer at our house, and we loved having her with I have 3 daughters, and one more little girl we didn't even notice. But do stay and share with us. You can meet them, you can meet us. If you have needs or concerns, if you want a DVD copy, just come see me. I'll give you my business card, how to get in touch. My shameless plug, go find our Facebook page. If you're not a follower, follow it. I want to Main Street, we're going to set the example to show, you know, a little church in Goodman, Mississippi, reaching the world like Acts 1:8 says to. How's that possible? Well, we're doing it through social media. Any church can do it. Thank you.